Discover the basic principles of music contracts and decide whether a 360 deal is the best option for you. Let's imagine you're experiencing what so many musicians only dream of. A record label not only expresses interest in you, but has even gone so far as to provide you an offer of a contract. Perhaps using our advice on how to sign with a record company will be helpful. You received a 360 deal, right? In such case, you may want to spend some time learning more about what a 360 record contract is. After all, the music business has a long history of taking advantage of musicians, and 360-degree deals are a relatively new issue that has both promises and crisis. A 360 agreement contract may be advantageous for artists, but is it really anything more than another example of sleazy label tricks? Let's get started and find out. What exactly is a 360 deal contract? A 360 is an exclusive agreement between a record label and a band or artist in which the record company not only takes a cut of the music sales, but also a part of the singer's earnings from projects other than those in which the label has a direct financial interest. Therefore, in addition to your CD and digital music sales, you should also consider selling products and going to performances, which have historically been the major ways that musicians really make money. However, labels don't end there. Additionally, they are interested in your royalties from licensing and product placement, as well as any other income streams you may have. Got an agreement to promote a certain instrument brand? The label could desire a portion of that. Getting paid to appear in a movie, TV show, or advertisement. The label will be happy to split part of your profits from those activities with you. A 360 arrangement can even let the label to purchase your copyrights. This is what musician Mac DeMarco thinks about 360-degree deals. Do not agree to a 360 contract. No matter how much money they are offering you, resist accepting it. It's a terrible, terrible concept. They also own your image. Nobody should touch your tour merchandise because they steal the money from it. Never give someone your show or merchandise money. So, you might be wondering why someone would want to sign a 360 agreement contract. Well, there are advantages to it. What benefits might a 360 agreement contract offer? In spite of everything you've heard so far, 360-degree offers aren't bad. They make sense, and artists can even benefit from them. In response to the decline in album sales in the 2000s, the concept of a 360 record contract emerged. Labels began to consider their true roles as they looked desperately for another source of income. The idea behind a 360-degree agreement is therefore that, because the labels are the ones who spend all the money up front to make their musicians famous, why shouldn't they profit from any income the artists receive as a result of their investment? Because a record company must spend money on both studio time and promotion, which might involve a variety of expenses you would not consider in order to successfully launch an album. If the label hadn't made this singer popular in the first place, would they ever earn an endorsement deal? Is the point the label poses. The label has some significant reasons to assist its recording artist and to get those deals in the first place if they want to attempt to claim a share of all of their artists' non-album-oriented earnings. Therefore, the record company may suddenly be in charge of helping their singer obtain a sponsorship agreement, ace a cameo on television, or a tour. In reality, 360 deals often mean that labels pay a larger upfront payment to the recording artist. This suggests that you might not be required to pay for your own booking agency or merchandise. Therefore, a 360 agreement will provide you with more assistance, visibility, marketing, access to the greatest producers, engineers, and connections to more individuals in the business than a standard record contract would. Of course, all of that assistance has its price. Should I mention costs instead? Because the label will take a portion of everything, you will receive less upstream direct money. Additionally, 360-degree agreements often result in artists having less creative control over their songs or careers. Should I sign a 360 contract? You must determine what is right. It's possible that you'll decide the financial and creative costs are too high and that you'd prefer to handle things on your own. Even if it could take longer, at least you'll be able to achieve success on your own terms and without having to pay anybody back. Alternately, you could think that a 360-degree contract is the best option for your objectives at this moment. A 360 arrangement may advance your career quickly, and after the term of the contract expires, you may be equipped to strike out on your own or agree to a better contract with someone else. We can offer advice on how to send your album to major labels like Sony or Warner. Of course, no two contracts are the same, so you must first carefully review the details of yours in order to determine if you should or shouldn't sign it. For suggestions for negotiating a 360 deal agreement. 1. Consult a lawyer. A lawyer should be hired as soon as a 360 deal contract or any other contract arrives. And not just any lawyer, but one with particular expertise in the music sector. Do not skip this procedure. I can read, you could say, I'll discover what this contract's terms are. No. You are not an experienced attorney. You have no idea of what is expected. You are unsure of what is negotiable. You could see something that makes logical in English without realizing that you are overlooking any crucial legal signs. Employ a lawyer. Yes, it could cost a few $100s, but it actually could save your career. Keep exemptions and carve-outs in mind. Be sure to inform your attorney of any additional creative pursuits you may already be engaged in that go beyond the purview of your music agreement while discussing the contract. After all, many contracts contain vague and comprehensive clauses that the labels might exploit to attempt to recover money they shouldn't be entitled to. Let's imagine, for instance, that you create children's novels or own a catering company. These companies should be carved out of your music contract so that the label can't go after such sales. Specify your shares. Make sure the profit split is specified in detail. Define the percentage of your revenue that each source contributes to the label. They could want 40% of the profits from your live performances, 20% of your products, 10% of your promotional deals, etc. Clarify each and every point using specific terminology. Bear in mind that everything is negotiable. Many musicians are so eager to sign a record deal that they worry about objecting too strongly for fear of losing the opportunity. This shouldn't cause you to worry. The label want a partnership with you. It is common in business to continue negotiating your contract details. Run away from the situation if you are forced to sign the agreement. However, your attorney will assist you to understand what forms a reasonable request and how much you can and should object to the contract. So, congratulations if you've been given a 360 deal contract. Now take a big breath, seek an attorney, and determine whether the record label is worthy of your skills. Thanks for listening to this episode. Visit our website at musicbusinessguru.co.uk for direct access to our Music Business Encyclopedia, which includes Spotify playlists, artist booking agencies, global publishing companies, talent agencies, and many more useful music industry contacts. Like and subscribe, and let's take your music hustle to the next level.